Hey there, Coach Ez here. Now, this is going to be a really short but super valuable training that's going to help you get to your goals in the quickest amount of time possible. All right, so this training is presented by Jay Stewart, who's our head coach of the Men's Academy and also the founder of Better Body Academy. All right, so let's go.
The point of this video is to help you get in the best shape of your life. Without further ado, let's just get stuck straight into it. Okay, so if we don't know each other intimately already, my name's Jay Stewart. I am the founder of Better Body Academy, online training program, university qualified dietitian and trainer. I've spent 20 years in the space, dealt with over 3,000 clients, and I'm a full-time online coach. But I'm a family man, and this is really important. I've got a wife, kids, Atlas and Ocean. My goal is to be a role model. I teach my clients what they need to know to become the best version of themselves, get ultra shredded, and feel good all year round. Now, I'm 42 years old, and all I'm teaching you is what I do. So what you're going to learn in this short video is why most people fail to build muscle and what you should stop doing immediately. This is the simple strategy that I've taught to over 3,000 guys and clients to get below 15% body fat level. We want to take you from feeling like you got dad bod or skinny bod into your dream body. So why are you watching this? Well, you don't want to be skinny fat anymore, but you're busy. And so it's hard to allocate the time, and you want to make sure that you're efficient in what you're actually doing. I reckon you've been probably training for a while, but you feel like you're spinning the wheels. Maybe your career's good, your relationship's good, and you feel like the last box to tick is your body to get you in primo shape. And maybe your current knowledge is decent, and that's got you to where you are now, but you feel that to get to the next level, you need a little bit more knowledge, a few hacks, and then secondly, some accountability to help you out. I want to just point out straight up that if you're paying a bunch of attention to your Instagram feed, it's not real. It's not real life. This is what my feed looks like, full of steroid-ridden influencers that are pitching that this is normal life. But I don't know about you. That's not me, and I'm guessing it's not you, and it's also not what you want. But you've got to be careful on what you set yourself up with in terms of an expectation, and secondly, what you're actually comparing to. But now that we've got that out of the way, have a look at this. This is what's possible. I'm 42 years old. I've been training since I was a young fella, but this is where I was at 30 years old. Clearly kind of incoming skinny fat or dad bod, had some muscle there, but could never get that toned midsection that I really wanted to have when I took my shirt off. This is me a couple of days ago, after my 42nd birthday, 2 kids, busy as hell, but feeling in the best shape of my life. I'm going to teach you what I've done to achieve that right now. The best bit is that you do not need any steroids or testosterone replacement therapy. You do not need to be charging yourself with 10 hours a week of work. You do not need to be spending thousands of dollars on supplements or doing these crazy cardio regimes, and you don't need to be doing stupid Instagram workouts. Most of all, what you do need is a game plan. Most guys just don't have a game plan, and that's why they don't change. Part of this is doing it properly. Not just working harder, but doing the right things and making sure that you still obviously have a life. You still want to be able to eat out and enjoy. You still want to be able to feel like you've got some level of control and you're not a slave to your fitness. Otherwise, what's the point? You don't want to over-obsess about it. We don't want to be having a chicken and broccoli existence. And when you learn what I'm about to teach you, there'll be no more skinny fat. You'll have a strong body even when all your mates are getting dad bod and feeling overweight and crap. You're going to get a stronger metabolism, which can mean you can eat more and get away with it. You're not going to feel tired. You're not being on diets and slave to cardio. And what's going to happen in your life is your confidence is going to improve. You're going to believe in yourself more. You're going to become a better dad, a better son, a better friend, a better employee, a better boss. Your career excels and you start making more money. And this is because you've unlocked your self-belief for the first time in a long time. Here's what I see all the time with lads. They get motivated to start. They start a new diet, workout regime that their mate did, maybe it's carnivore or some F45 plan. They get good results, then their motivation dips because what they're doing is not the right way to do it. So then their results plateau and they kind of justify and say things like, oh, you know what, I'm working on my job and it's not that important to me at the moment. But the truth is you're just rationalizing. You want to do this, but you're giving up because you're feeling like you're spinning the wheels. And this is what happens to most guys. And Clint's a great example of this. 43 years old, definitely dad bod, not looking in the best shape of his life, spinning his wheels, doing a bunch of cardio and ending up getting frustrated and just giving up and then blowing out. Look at him now. This guy is now an ultra marathon runner after losing 30 kilos, getting in the best shape of his life, and he's now 44, and have a look at him. Incredible, taking on the world. This is Luke, 34 years old. Look at the difference between day one and around 12 months later, where he's completely diced. He's probably at about 12% body fat here, but look at the change to his waist, where it's nice V-tapered, big wide shoulders, and he looks incredible. Look at Chris. This guy is 43 years old, standard dad bod, sit at a desk all day, look the same, terrible posture, belly starting to accumulate, skinny fat 101. Here he is a year later. By following the blueprint that we lay out here, absolutely diced, under 10%, muscles, looks younger. Look at the chiseled jaw. It's incredible this happens. And we might say things to ourselves like, I'm too old and I'm too tired and I just don't have the time and I can't get the discipline. You've been lied to by your Instagram, TikTok feed, and you're doing the wrong things. Shane's another example, 44 years old, and look at the transformation. So what do? Firstly, we need to stop doing this stuff. Random Instagram workouts. Dieting that leaves you crazy hungry to try to get below 10%. Diets that exclude specific groups, like don't eat any fruit, just eat meat. That is ridiculous. Diets that drive you down shakes and pills or these crazy expensive supplement lists, it's just not necessary. It's actually a lot simpler than that. Here's the thing. We're focusing on the wrong thing. Exercise. We think exercise is the way that we get shredded and in the best shape of our lives, and it's not. And Ben is a class example. Once we taught him that this is the wrong way to go about things, and instead what we're going to focus on is on the next page, look at the change that happened to him. Six-pack abs, shredded, incredible. This is exactly what I do. No steroids, no cardio, no strict diets, and what happens is your body fat drops, your muscle increases, your strength goes through the roof, so does your energy and your metabolism surges. So what's the right way to do it if it's not exercise? Well, I want you to go back here. Have a look at this. This is the thing that are burning the calories in your day. Notice how 60% of it is actually just your metabolism, just keeping you alive. Only about 10% of the calories that you burn is actually exercise. So isn't it crazy that we're focusing on trying to do more exercise, training 5 and 6 days a week, and it's not working? This is the reason why. You're focusing on the wrong thing. So what's the right thing? There's 3 parts. Number 1, most important, is the nutrition. Dialing in your nutrition, getting that right. Number 2, focus on the things that burns the most amount of calories, your metabolism, building a bigger engine. And then number 3, supplementing that with just an active lifestyle rather than all this structured cardio. Let's break this down a little bit more. Here is the blueprint for you getting to exactly where you want to get to. So when I say nutrition, what I mean is dialing in your calories. Now that's going to depend on you as the individual, how much fat you've actually got, whether you're kind of carrying 10, 20 extra kilos, or you're actually underweight and need to put on muscle. So it depends on where you are, where your calories are going to sit. But whatever the case, you do not need to starve yourself, but we do need to get your calories right. We do that by basically eating real foods, not a bunch of processed crap. However, it doesn't mean that you can't include some indulgences. We don't just rule out all the bad foods, we include them like it's a budget, like a financial budget, okay? Let's have a look. These are some food items from our meal plan. And Michael's a great example of a guy with skinny fat bod. Have a look, not a bunch of fat, but look at the difference 12 months later from fueling his body the right way, getting his protein up. Speaking of protein, have a look at this. We want to be nudging that 150 to 200 grams of protein a day to give your body the building blocks of its own muscle, and so you feel fuller. We don't need to do it with any rigid diets that box us in and make us feel trapped. But if we do this, you'll start to feel full and you will get guaranteed recomposition, which means losing fat and building muscle, which is exactly what you want. And this is why most trainers fail. I note to you that I'm a university qualified dietitian, not just a personal trainer that did a 6-week course. And this is why I've been in this industry for 20 years, smashing out transformations like Jack's, where he's totally underweight and skinny, yet look at where he is within 8 months. Number 2, we talked about nutrition. We're going to focus on your metabolism. We're going to build you from having, even if you are skinny or skinny fat or slightly overweight, from having this little lawnmower engine to a big truck engine that burns a bunch of petrol just keeping you alive. So here's what happens. When your metabolism starts to go down as you get over 30, 35, it's because you're aging, you're stressing, you're undersleeping, you're losing muscle, which means your testosterone level goes down. You're probably overtraining or doing the wrong type of training, like copious amounts of cardio, and in most cases, undereating. What should be happening, our focus should be on increasing your metabolism, building muscle, increasing your testosterone level naturally, eating better, and in fact more, training less but more efficiently, and sleeping and stressing less so that you can recover properly. Does this make sense? Here's an example. Clint. He was doing a bunch of cardio, losing muscle. Instead, we moved him towards increasing his strength training, building muscle. This got the fat off him. Then it allowed him to do whatever he wanted to do with his ultra marathon. We did a 2 to 4 week plan of full body split training, got his metabolic furnace cranking so he was just burning fat as he slept. And the focus is on building muscle, not burning calories. Does this make sense? You can see the difference in his body shape at 43. Troy's change, exactly the same. How do you explain this? Going from being a fat dad to muscly. This has happened because we've trained him the right way. So the third step, we've got our nutrition, our training, and our active lifestyle. Stop all the cardio. It sends the wrong signal. It makes you hungry for the rest of the day, and you end up just tired and wanting to eat more. So what we're going to do is just use walking as the supplement to our nutrition and our metabolics. Look at Lucas. Look at the difference when we did this. 42 years old, completely diced compared to what he used to be, and probably sitting at about 15 to 16% body fat. He looks amazing simply by applying this strategy. Steve is a beast. Guy on the left-hand side was disposed from the army, the military, because of an eye injury. Now this is him 1 year later. Completely recomposed his body, lost fat, built a ton of muscle, and is now changing careers, and his depression, the mental illness that he had, has disappeared because he's feeling so much better about himself. So here's the game plan. I'm going to recap it for you. We're going to focus on nutrition, dialing in your calories, making sure that we're hitting your protein target so you're building the muscle, feeling full. We're going to get your metabolism cranking with a full body program and sleeping properly, and then just going to walk a bit more, right? So how to stick to it? You need to track your data so you've got feedback coming in around your photos, your measurements, so that we can see visually and objectively that it's working. But you need to be in the right community. You understand that it's in your mind here, and if you don't have any accountability, as soon as it gets hard, you're going to quit because it's hard and because you don't have anyone to help you navigate through what is a bumpy journey. It's about taking messy action here. Now, there's good and bad news. You know what to do based on what I've taught you here. But these cookie cutter programs that just give you a program like this, they don't work. And the reason is because doing it and executing has two parts. Yes, the simple plan. I'm going to give you the simple plan. But the second part is having the accountability so that you keep on going. You know that you started a ton of times before and stopped because you had no accountability. It's crazy to me that people, their car breaks down and they go to a mechanic, their leg breaks and they go to a doctor, but they're skinny, fat, they're feeling horrible, and they're just willing to like take 5 or 10 years to figure it out, and then eventually they give up and say, I need to get a coach. I'm going to tell you straight up front, there's no magic pill, straight away. Getting a six-pack is less common than becoming a millionaire. There's no quick fixes, but getting lean through a simple plan and staying in the best shape of your life is not hard. There's 2 options. You can go and do it yourself, which is the highest risk option. It takes a lot of time. It's cheap, sure, because you're not spending anything. You're just looking at tons of YouTube videos, TikTok, Instagram, getting more and more confused. Or if you come into our academy and you're a good fit, it's going to be the lowest risk, take a short period of time, give you an actual plan so you're not guessing, and you'll be committed. I want you to consider, what is the cost to you of waiting, of not being the man that you know you can crush it? If you just stop spinning the wheels and move towards that place where you're actually getting results now, how would that enhance your life experience? Like Johnny, look at the difference. A guy earning 100 grand a year that has now increased it by 50% off the back of his own surge in confidence. Or Jakey, exactly the same thing. The six-pack's coming in. After we speak, if we have a conversation, here is what we would do to get you rolling if it's a good fit. Build you a meal plan, teach you about flexible dieting, give you a custom workout plan that's built around exactly what you need, and most importantly, the accountability of weekly coaching calls, check-ins with our coaches, a custom phone app, weekly Zoom calls, and the most epic community that you're ever going to be in. Here's an example of what it all looks like, pictures laid out in front of you. Can you imagine how much easier this is when you don't have to guess? There's a line in the sand moment here if you want it. Okay, I'm just going to tell you this straight up. This is one of our coaching calls through the week. Boys getting around and bettering themselves. We run retreats, and these retreats are powerful. In person, when you actually just get to be in the company of other men that are leveling up their life, it is a game changer. Now, I know you can do this, and yes, you can probably do it by yourself. How long is it going to take? If you're sick and you're at the point where, you know what? I just want to get this happening. I want to feel good. I want to be a dad that's at the top of his life. I can help. If you've booked a call and you've got a call booked with us, amazing. We're looking forward to getting on the call, showing you exactly how it's going to work for you. But if you haven't got a call booked and you'd like to chat, all you need to do is send me a message through our socials. We'll ask you a few questions about what you're struggling with, what your main goals are. We can get you the next steps, and we can put a line in the sand and actually start moving forward. So I'm going to love you and leave you there. Hopefully this has been helpful. I appreciate you. We'll chat to you soon.